I love the Gothic. Steen and I met at a Gothic conference in Utrecht. We were the academic Gothics, and I was so hooked up on Vicodin because I had a broken leg that it was like I couldn't carry my coffee, and so Steen was like, should I help you carry your coffee? And we sat down and we talked about Never Let Me Go, and we missed the first panel. For this semester, we had to be sensitive to some of our more sensitive readers, so to prepare for that, we took out body horror and we inserted children's horror, middle grade and young adult. You know, like when you love something so much and you want to share it with other people, that you're really just hoping that the students will love it as much as you do. There's like a lot of preparation and forethought that goes into trying to get the students engaged in it, and then connecting the Gothic with other semesters like romance that some of you have had. That part really comes together for me, I think, like trying to see how it bridges all the different genres.
Well, the book that made the most impact on me was The Mystery of Udolpho. Not because it was great, but because it kind of was the perfect example of the genre to the degree that nowadays we would consider it a bit of a cliche. I mean, there are still certain things that haven't changed. Every author has a voice that no good education is going to take from you, but you learn how to incorporate it in a way that makes it more as close to objectively good as you can come in fiction.
I'm graduating this Sunday, and for my bachelor project I've been working on this fantasy novel. The first time I heard about this was actually from my mom, who had heard it from one of her friends. I was looking for something to do with my future, and I was very locked down and like trying different things. I had just worked 2 years as a librarian. I wanted to do something with writing, so we found this school and figured that it was perfect for me. All 4 years I've never felt so fulfilled in my life. I recommend it for everyone who wants to write. No matter what you want to write, then just go with it.
It was awesome, overwhelming, and fun. Well, a lot of information to process, and trying to learn how everything works and what the different courses are and everything. But you know what they say, if you want to eat an elephant, you start one bite at a time. I think my favorite class was genre, because we got to talk about the book which we were all reading for such a long period of time, The Mysteries of Udolpho. So it felt good to unpack something because we were reading it for so long.
Emily was a pretty weak character. At the time though, I could understand how she was supposed to symbolize kind of virtue and being put into this strange circumstance and trying to survive, kind of going back to how most Victorian women were back then, so they could actually place themselves in that scenario.
My first week has been fine. It's been like a little bit overwhelming to start on a new semester with like new tasks. For some reason I keep like expecting it to be like our first year, and then when we get started I'm like, no, they actually have like expectations for me this semester that I'm actually supposed to do something and like get better. That's like hard. I just have to get over that shock, I guess.
One thing that I find very interesting about literary analysis is how you can actually take that and place it in like any mundane situation. So for example, what we're trying to do in like any paper is persuading people in one way or another. And that's a good skill to have.
I'm a very scared person. I think Wallander is scary. and that's Swedish crime. But I remember American Psycho. Oh, I was studying at the university. We were analyzing that movie and that novel. That left a mark. And also, you know, the vampire Dracula from Romania. I saw it, I was much too young. And I had nightmares for like 10 years after. My imagination was even worse because every time that this vampire came in the movie, I was having the pillow in front of me, so I actually didn't see him. So my memory of him was built in my own imagination, which was worse than actually him in the movie. It just leaves a mark on you, what you read, what you see when you're very young. Better done than good, and that's a punch in the face to my own perfectionism. Get things done, you know, finish that book, doesn't have to be perfect. And I really need that because I'm a person who cannot spend years writing. I have a certain amount of energy. It rises in me, this sweet inspiration and dreaming about my book, and that's the most beautiful part. And then I need to do the work. And then at one point, when it comes to editing, editing sucks. Editing is so boring. I hate it. And my energy level, and I wish I could pay somebody to do it for me, because I don't get inspired of it. I actually don't care. But then when they ask me questions, I have an opinion anyway, and then I get sucked into it, and I actually do it for me. I have another book to write. I need to protect myself and not make it a long desert walk for 40 years to make a book, to get it done. Move fast, write it fast. Don't say, oh, should I have an adjective here? No, not too much. Get it done, you know. Write it, and make some new stuff. So, anti-perfectionism, good. Done is better than good. I also tell myself that when I clean.
Do what you love, and by doing that, you're gonna be remembered for life. And
the meaning of life is blue sky, clouds. So that's that.
I think my philosophy of life is to, I don't know, make it up as I go along.
Well, obviously I'm not from this world. Came from a very deep, dark, despairing little hole somewhere that I'm not going to tell you. What I like about this world, dogs are good. Learning and being in an environment where you can be as weird as you want to be and not cast out, that's nice.
In life, what you should look for is definitely something that makes sense for you. Just find your own joy.
I think the closest thing I have to a life philosophy is it'll be fine, like it'll work out.
I hear all these stories with students who have teachers who along the way have made some kind of a comment that stopped them from pursuing things that they're actually very talented at because the students maybe wanted to do it their own way. You all have gone in different paths, and because you didn't stay on a certain path, all of you have probably had teachers who have yelled at you or stunted your creative growth, and that enrages me. So my philosophy as a teacher is to find your strengths and promote them and like keep telling you what they are so that you'll keep doing them. But then the other part of it, and I think this is for teaching, but it's just sort of a life philosophy, to find the things that you're passionate about. So if you are passionate about writing a certain genre, if you're passionate about writing, period, when you get into that state of joy over what it is that you're doing, then do it. And try not to care too much about what other people say. Because everybody in this world is just trying to make their way. We're all confused. We're all adult children. Like, we've all been bullied. We've all had bad experience. So just do what you want to do. And learn the rules so you know how to break them.
Ella and I are super excited about the semester start. Look at her yawning. She's so bored. She actually isn't a big fan of the Gothic. Hey, Ella. Ella? Hey, pay attention. Ella. Ella, pay attention. Yes, you. Oh my God, she reminds me of my students.
Okay, this is on YouTube, so I have to be my other self. It was fine.
The first book for genre
was interesting.
No, you have to say the sentence.
Oh, okay. The first book for genre was interesting in terms of historical context. Is that good?
Do you want to elaborate?
Not really.
Okay.